I want to sing a song by Jim Page called Palestine. Here it goes. I'll tell you a story. I'll be quick as I can. The terrible news from the Holy Land. Pictures of children etched in my brain, covered in rubble and wails of pain. Jews and Arabs lived one and the same for 1,000 years, till the Zionists came. They came like a river, came like a flood. Al-Nakba was written on the wall in blood. In Palestine, in Palestine, try that with me, in Palestine, in Palestine, in Palestine. There's talk about the settlers from far away, talk about the money from the USA, the blast of bombs, thousands dead, killer drone hovering overhead. What do you do when they destroy your home and say your land is not your own? Do you dare to resist? Do you stand up with a gun in your fist? In Palestine, in Palestine, they talk about peace like it's a moral obligation, but there can't be peace under occupation. They talk about talks to the beat of the drum. 70 years now, no justice done. Let's talk about who we endorse. Smug politicians who ride an iron horse. No wonder why it seems to be such an undemocratic version of democracy. In Palestine, in Palestine, one more time, in Palestine, in Palestine. Let me tell you a story, I'll be quick as I can. There's terrible news from the Holy Land. Thank you so much. My name's Ben Grosscup. I know most of you who I know from the dance community. Love dancing with all of you. I also know a few of you from the Palestine Solidarity Movement. And Ayman Najim is here, parents from Gaza, living here in Western Massachusetts, a very important activist for you to know, involved in the genocide case against the Biden administration. And there's this movement in the streets, and that's where I've been focusing a lot on bringing my music, is the movement in the streets. This is a song that was written about 10 years ago during what was called Operation Cast Lead. This is, at the time, it was the worst massacre of Palestinians in Gaza ever. Well, things have gotten much worse since then, but 2014, my friend David Rovics wrote this song. It's called Gaza. 2.3 million people surrounded on all sides. Refugees since 48, since 67 occupied. The only reason they're not starving is because of the UN. Most have never left there, stuck in the lion's den, the most crowded place on earth, and there they'll stay. They can't visit cousins half an hour's drive away. Drones overhead constantly. Who will die tomorrow? A daily mystery in Gaza. The settlers moved out. The fighter jets moved in. In Gaza, there's just no way that you can win. You can't take out a copter with an antiquated gun. You're just a target sitting in the sun, waiting for your death to come raining from the sky, watching as the wells steadily run dry. You can hear a sonic boom and see a flashing light every hour of the day, every hour of the night in Gaza. There are no shelters, nowhere you can hide. Life is nothing like it is on the other side. There's nowhere to escape from the killing and the stress. The pilots bomb the hospitals where people convalesce. Yet still some people wonder, they insist on asking why anyone could give such a ghastly reply. They wonder how anyone could respond to it all by killing people just over the wall around Gaza. All around Gaza, freedom for Gaza, freedom for Gaza, fight for freedom for Gaza, freedom for Gaza, fight for freedom for Gaza, freedom for Gaza, fight for freedom for Gaza, freedom for Gaza. One of my favorite things to do is to get out at a protest and sing these songs with people live on the street. And when I saw the campus encampment movement emerge on U.S. university campuses all over the United States. This spring was quite inspired, quite excited. My friend David had written a song for the movement, and I was like, oh my God, what song am I gonna write? So this one is the one that came out. It's called Shut Down the System Now, and that's your part. Shut down the system now. I came here for school so I could be an engineer. Shut down the system now. They want to use me as a tool, designing high-tech weapons gear. Shut down the system now. But I want to use my brains for pursuits that bring me pride. Shut down the system now. Not making fighter planes for the Gaza genocide. Shut down the system now. We're gonna shut down the system now. Shut down the system now. Raise up your fist and show you can resist them. Shut down the system now. Raise up your fist and show you can resist them. Hey, raise up your fist and show you can resist them. Shut down the system now. So I considered a career with a politics degree. Shut down the system now. And the professors tried to steer me to the U.S. Embassy. Shut down the system now. Where the policy is made so Uncle Sam can be on top. Shut down the system now. Even if when we invade over 1 million bodies drop. Shut down the system now. We're gonna shut down the system. Come out and shut it down. Shut down the system. Shut it down for Palestine. Raise up your fist and show you can resist them. Shut down the system now. So I gave it one more try and took a full course in PR. Shut down the system now. And I learned a reason why campus debates are so bizarre. Shut down the system now. When students won't be swayed by standard Zionist cliches. Shut down the system now. There comes a Hasbara brigade to set their young careers ablaze. Shut down the system now. We're gonna shut down the system now. Shut down the system now. Raise up your fist and show you can resist them. Shut down the system now. As my disenchantment grew with my university, shut down the system now. I realized it was true, I am much more than my degree. Shut down the system now. For I've learned to stand up for the oppressed in my own rights. Shut down the system now. Standing in the way of war in the campus square each night. Shut down the system now. We're gonna shut down the system. Come out and shut it down. Shut down the system. Shut it down for Palestine. Raise up your fist and show you can resist them. Shut down the system now. Acapella. Shut down the system now. We're gonna shut down the system now. Raise up your fist and show you can resist them. Shut down the system. Shut down the system. Shut down the system now. Thank you. Last one, no more sacrifice zones. Israel, with the help of the United States, is turning Gaza into a sacrifice zone. The journalist Chris Hedges wrote a book in 2012 about this phenomenon. Traveled to the United States, started at the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, a sacrifice zone that has been turned into a dumping ground for the uranium industry. where the people have been neglected systematically. And this is inherent to the logic of the capitalist system we live under. And the logic of a sacrifice zone is really about making an entire population of people superfluous to the functioning of everyday life in the economy. And you know that a population has been made superfluous when, politicians don't give one shit or the other, whether they vote or, whether they survive. So the number one way this process works under capitalism is through war. War is the number one way of rendering an entire population superfluous. So this has also a sing-along part, no more sacrifice zones. The army closed you in as they drove you from the plains. They're turning your homeland to a sacrifice zone. The company took the uranium, just the fallout remains. They're turning your homeland to a sacrifice zone, where your story's been forgotten. We will make it known. Sing, we will make it known. We will make it known. Pine Ridge, you are not alone. Pine Ridge, you are not alone. Pine Ridge, you are not alone. Your homeland has been desecrated. The next could be our own. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones. The state makes voting obsolete through emergency decrees. They're turning your city to a sacrifice zone. The cops occupy your street to bring you to your knees. They're turning your city to a sacrifice zone, where your story's been forgotten. We will make it known. Ferguson, you are not alone. Ferguson, you are not alone. Your city has been subjugated. The next could be our own. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones. The fighter jets will cut you down to push you all away. They're turning your nation to a sacrifice zone. The bombs that kill your children came from the USA. They're turning your nation to a sacrifice zone, where your story's been forgotten. We will make it known. We will make it known. Palestine, Palestine, you are not alone. Your nation has been decimated. The next could be our own. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones, where your story's been forgotten. We will make it known. Pine Ridge, Ferguson, Appalachia, Yemen, Immokalee, Flint, Michigan, Northern Alberta, and Camden, Standing Rock, Navajo, Palestine, and Puerto Rico. were sacrificed, the next will be our own. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones. Thank you. Thank you.